Hey guys, right now we are in I am in the Porter County Career Center, and we're going to be looking for some mysterious things because there supposedly have been sightings of mysterious creatures or things that have around the night. So it's going to be a little bit theatrical. Speaking of theatrical, let's go to the Memorial Opera House segment. Yeah, I'll come back to it later. Just go.
Now, have you done anything other than lighting in the past for the Opera House?
No, just lighting.
Just lighting?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, what's your favorite scene to, see in Nonsense?
They're all so good. Probably anything with Sister Amnesia, because she's just so hilarious.
Man, I have to say, those the opera thing is pretty spooky when you're by yourself in a dark room, alone. But yeah, let's go look around. In a new room right now. This is kind of like playing a game. Speaking of games. Let's go to Game Corner with, Katie. I'll see you back, because I see something, so I'm gonna hide.
Dishonored 2. I mean, the first one? Again? Now, I'll admit that my first overview of Dishonored wasn't the highest quality, and as I've sunk more and more hours into this game, I've really just been wanting to redo it and add all of the little things I've found in this lovely mess of a game. At the time of my first video, I had just 20 hours in Dishonored, and now I have over 100. In fact, I've recently finished all of the achievements, and most of it was pretty fun. Emphasis on most. I really got some one-on-one time with the little technical intricacies of this game. So here's yet another overview of Dishonored, disguised as an overview of Dishonored 2. Now, of course, there's spoiler warning for Dishonored, The Knife of Dunwall, The Brigmore Witches, and Dishonored 2. One thing that really keeps me coming back to Dishonored, even after completing the game, is the insane tricks you can pull off given your toolset. A major drive to this is seeing people on YouTube share the tricks they can pull off. An example of a person like this is StealthGamerBR. You'll see a lot of his videos playing in the background because I can only dream of pulling off what he does in this game. And it's great to see a game from 2012 continue to see a fan base. For a game from 2012, Dishonored has so many little intricacies in its story and world building. Plenty of decisions you make will be represented later in the story. For example, if you choose to do the non-lethal approach to take down High Overseer Campbell, you can actually see him again in the flooded district by your stuff as a Weeper. Probably a fate worse than death, to be honest. Playing the game on High Chaos generally means more rats, Weepers, guards, and a more cynical, carnage-filled world. And this is part of why I love Dishonored. You can make the story variable to you, either through a brutal rampage or a non-lethal sparing run. The game provides you multiple ways and ideas to complete each level without seeming too repetitive, emphasis on too. However, one downfall of this chaos and multiple ending system is that you feel a little forced to commit to one playstyle for the duration of the game. Tying into the chaos system, the story of Dishonored is okay at best. I mean, I'm not really one to really pay attention to story, but Dishonored's story is just passable. Where they really excel was the DLCs. The Knife of Dunwall and the Brigmore Witches have fantastic, fleshed-out storylines starring an actually compelling protagonist that actually gets you really interested in virtually everything the characters have to say. It ties into the plot hole between Dishonored and Dishonored 2 perfectly. In fact, I'd say you can't even play Dishonored 2 without knowing the story of the DLCs. On the topic of Dishonored 2, I'm not really able to avoid it, especially in a segment that's meant to be about it. The second game is pretty good, I guess. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with it, other than the horrible optimization issues. It's no lie that Dishonored 2 has much more depth in its features, world, and storytelling. But is it my favorite? Not really. Usually, I'm not a big critic of graphics in video games, but I think Dishonored 2 really lost the first game's individuality in the graphics department. It's just too common to see a AAA game go for ultra-realistic graphics, and I really liked the first game's oil painting aesthetic. At least I was able to enjoy the first game without my computer sounding like a jet engine. On the topic of loving the first game, oh my god, the first game's achievements suck. The main game's achievements are fine and pretty fun, but the Dunwall City Trials achievements are just so horrible and RNG based, I was driven to the verge of quitting this buggy DLC forever. But unfortunately, I didn't. By My Hand alone requires you to complete Back Alley Brawl, killing every combatant personally. This is so ridiculously insulting because the enemy spawns are completely randomized, and anything that causes a kill is a loss to you. A random Weeper tripped and fell into a swarm of rats? Skill issue. A hound happened to spawn next to a Bottle Street gang member? Just restart. All in all, it took me about 80 hours to get all the achievements. Oh well, the second game is just fine at best, but I really do love the first game. It's a difficult job to make a sequel that a community loves, and I think they did pretty good. Signing out for PC3 and Game Corner, this was Katie.
Hearing voices, and there's water sound. I can't tell if this is a sign for what's gonna happen in the future, like water wars. Oh my god. Yeah.
This is Jason Bourne.
I am one of Motsuguri.
Swear to it. Make the unbreakable vow.
I fought a dragon, broke curses, became friends with Evil Queen, and became the Dark One. I got this.
I'm doing this for District 12. Cats come when they feel like it, not when they're told.
Where your chicken nuggets at? I'ma slick as shoot you.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me, Abraham.
You're about to be emancipated.
Alright, we're now in the studio of the room, and I hear footsteps, but I honestly, I think that...
What are you doing? Why are you hosting? This is the end of the show. I run PC3 now. Why are you doing this?
Let's just cut to the...
Ava, what are you doing?
I'm surprised you haven't heard because you literally work in the media. I blew up over TikTok last night and now I have a reality show.
What? Isn't TikTok banned?
That is just a rumor. And you should be grateful because I'm the new face of TikTok. I set the record for 8 million followers over the span of 24 hours. Not even Charlie D'Amelio did that. So yeah, Charlie D'Amelio! Hi, my name is Ava. You may or may not know me. You probably do know me though, as the real Ava XXOO on TikTok. I just recently blew up. I set the record for 8 million followers in the span of 24 hours, and I'm just really honored to be here.
So why do you think you blew up?
I don't really know. I feel like I just blew up because a lot of girls just want to be me and a lot of boys just want to be with me.
So Ava, I know we've known each other for a while, and I'm just gonna come out and finally say it. I really liked you for a while, and I was wondering if you want to go on a date sometime.
Oh, Xander, that is just so cute. But are you just asking me because I have clout now?
Clout? What are you talking about?
How have you not heard?
Heard what?
I'm TikTok famous.
I don't even have. What is TikTok?
What do you mean, what is TikTok? Everyone knows what TikTok is.
I haven't used TikTok. I don't know what that is.
Anyways, but I do have to tell you, this is very secret though, like, so you can't tell anyone, but I do have a boyfriend and he is a pro wrestler and he will.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I'd prefer not to answer. I don't like to talk about my personal life on social media. Ooh, this is not gonna work. Recast. Much better. I'm just so hurt.
So, how do you guys know the real Ava?
We were kind of just hired by her. Like, we barely make minimum wage, but we kind of need to work. Charlie D'Amelio actually just fired us.
Yeah, we used to work for like big names like Madison Beer and Charlie D'Amelio, but don't tell Ava that, or else she's gonna cut our lunch break in half again.
How's your day been?
So
boring.
the most important thing that we
What
want to
food did you
remember
eat?
about the white
Nothing.
balance is that when you're zooming out with your
What did you
subject,
drink
you really
today?
want to take a look at the.
Not much.
Ava, what are you doing?
I'm actually live on TikTok right now. You can say hi.
No, you're not live on TikTok. Get off it. I'm lecturing here. Let's go. All right. So again,
Anyways, guys,
what we
I'm
wanna
just
do
in
with the
class
white
right now,
balance
and
is-
I'm
are you serious?
so bored.
Ava, I said we're done with it. I said
That's
it's
my
over.
work tool! What are you
No, we're not
doing?
this.
That's my work tool! What was Ava like before she got famous?
Oh my God, amazing. I mean, she was willing to learn, showed up on time, rarely was on her phone, helped out the other students.
Hey, Evan, I have a question for you. So, for this week's weather, can you make it a little bit more nicer this weekend?
What do you want me to do? Call John Weather?
Yeah, call him. I'm supposed to be taking Instagram pictures of my boyfriend. Hey, so try Ava G. Ava Global! See, that's me! That's my video game!
Really?
Yes, look, play it. Oh my god, see, that's my boyfriend.
Ava, I don't think this game is about you.
Yes, it is. Personally, I think a lot of people in my class are just jealous of me because I have all this fame, and my teacher even is starting to talk mega bad about me, and I'm honestly not even offended. It's just jealousy. Like, it just reeks jealousy when I walk into the room. Car show? My dad would totally buy me a car.
What kind of car?
Like a Balenciaga car. Everyone, this is my boyfriend.
Is that the new one?
One of the many?
Babe. No, I swear to God, like, you're literally the only one.
So you do have a boyfriend?
Well, I have like a list. I wouldn't say I have a boyfriend. I do have a main though. Mr. Franks.
Yes.
So since I blew up on TikTok and I have a lot of power over me, I really think that we need to have healthier food options in the vending machine because my figure needs to be on fleek.
Okay. But what about my figure?
As you can see, Ava's not in the room anymore, and I called in my friend Yvonne. So, and he's gonna be telling you about the weather to take your minds off of this scary thing that you witnessed before.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Weather. Weather time, weather, we love weather. Weather time, love weather, it's my favorite thing that starts with a W and ends in ether. I am under the weather right now. Weather is cool and awesome, but sometimes it kills people. Let's talk about that. The weather over the past few weeks hasn't been nearly as active as the time period we talked about last time, but there are still some events to talk about. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of the month on April 4th. Only 5 days after the historic tornado outbreak of March 31st, the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center was indicating that there was a chance of yet another large severe weather event on the horizon. And what's more, it was going to occur in the exact same area as the previous event. The day before the event, the SPC issued a 4 out of 5 severe weather risk, just as they had done on March 30th. As the day approached, however, stark differences from the 31st became apparent. So, first we have to understand that most strong tornadoes are produced by rotating thunderstorms called supercells. By looking at radar images of thunderstorms, you can often see individual storm cells that are clearly distinct from each other. Other times you might see a long continuous line of storms. And while those can produce tornadoes too, the big ones almost always come from distinct cell-type storms. Large tornado outbreaks usually result from many simultaneous supercells in close proximity to each other. There's a lot that goes into this occurring, but one of the necessary ingredients is hot-ish, humid air near the surface. But it was looking more and more like the humidity would be questionable on the 4th. This can have the effect of reducing the amount of storms, but not necessarily reducing the strength of the ones that do develop. Weather models the night before were showing the development of only one storm somewhere in the warm sector, which is the area between the warm front and the cold front of a weather system. But the exact location of individual storm cells is impossible to predict precisely. The 4 out of 5 risk was issued not because of widespread storm coverage, but because of the high potential strength of the couple storms that were forecast to develop. The day progressed as expected, and by 2 p.m. a lone thunderstorm had developed in western Missouri. As the storm tracked northeast, it began dropping 2-inch diameter hail and began rotating by the time it crossed the Mississippi River into Illinois and spun up 3 weak tornadoes before producing the first and only significant tornado of the day, an EF3 that impacted Lewistown and Bryan, Illinois. The storm dissipated shortly thereafter. 1 day later, on April 5th, a level 3 out of 5 severe weather risk was issued for our area, and there were some very loud storms that morning, if you can remember that far back. I certainly can't. My mind is a void. Anyway, the most recent severe weather event was on April 19th when what appeared to at first be a rather questionable severe weather setup massively overperformed expectations and spawned a strong supercell south of Oklahoma City, which is an area known for being a tornado magnet. That one storm produced more than 15 tornadoes, the strongest of which was an EF3 that impacted Cole, Oklahoma. But yeah, that's all for today, so I'll see you next time.
So, I have some bad news. While you guys were watching Evan do the news, Yvonne got taken away into the shadows, and we just found out that the doors are locked, and I am stuck in here with the shadows, so I'm gonna try and make the best of it, and I'm gonna try and imagine.
Hello and welcome back to Imagination with Isabella. For this week, episode 8, we're going to be making braided bracelets. So let's go grab the materials and get started. For this project, there's not a lot of materials that we're going to be using. First off is the string, which I'm gonna make the bracelet out of. Next is the tape to make it stable so the bracelet doesn't go wear. And finally the scissors to cut it off of the stem. So let's go and get started. So when getting started, I'm gonna first pick out the colors that you're gonna want to use. I'm gonna use these 2 pinks and a white. The first thing I want to do is begin getting, you want to have a total of 6 strands. So I'm gonna do 2 of each. You know, pull it just like this and then cut it. Then you're gonna do the same thing with the same color. Do it again for the other 3 as well. Okay. The next step after you cut off all of the string or the yarn, you're gonna bring them together and then tie a knot at the top to make them stabilized. Okay, now that all your colors are lined up, it is time to make the knot at the top. just like so. And now you're going to tape it down to the table. And then tape it to the table just like this to make it stabilized. And then you begin to braid your bracelet. Okay, so now that you have your string all colored, you're gonna tape off or section off your different colors and begin to braid your bracelet. So when you're braiding it, you're just gonna braid it like you would braid a strand of your hair. You're gonna take this piece and take it over this one. Make it nice and tight, and then you're gonna do the same with your third and final piece, which is my white piece right here. You're gonna bring it over, and then you're gonna repeat that step until you made it the length that you want of your bracelet. You want to make sure to make it nice and tight so you don't get any random little loops. So you want to make sure to pull it. That's why the tape is there. Okay, so to tie it off and do it the same way we did it at the top, just make a loop, pull the bottom through, and then just tie it off. And cut all the extra string at the back. Take your tape off. And then here's the final result of the bracelet, and you're just gonna put it on just like this. Okay, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed making the bracelets and have a good rest of the day. Thank you, bye.
Imagine some music. I have a note from the shadows, whatever they want. Go away! And I'm gonna try and listen to some music.
Dear God, please hear me out. I know it's been a couple years since I've reached out and said hello. I bet you're wondering why I keep obsessing on and stressing all the little things when I should be living life and soaking up the memories.
Whatever you do, please don't go to PC3 Media at 3 in the morning. This, I swear, it's not. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, the shadows are taking me.